so recent and fresh in people's memory. And she went on to talk about the late monarch's love of corgi dogs, a breed named, of course, after the Welsh word for small dog.
And what's interesting about the building that we're looking at is that it was officially opened by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II on St David's Day, Wales National Day, on the 1st of March 2006.
I think the King's meeting members of the Youth Parliament, is that right? Yes. Which is something, of course, very interesting to reflect on when we talk about the Constitution and democratic changes that we've seen, that this one of the most modern parliamentary buildings.
Exactly, and it's worth remembering, of course, that the Sovereign opens the sessions of the devolved assemblies too, and has to give royal assent, so the Crown plays an important part in the assemblies in Cardiff and, of course, in the Parliament in Scotland, as much as in Westminster. But I thought it was very important to see the Prince of Wales as now King Charles. I think no monarch in recent history has been as interested in Wales as King Charles III, first Prince of Wales to become king since 1936. No other monarch has a better or more intimate knowledge of Wales, its history, its culture, its people and its traditions. And I think the people of Wales, I think, should take comfort from the fact.
I bought a small farm in Carmarthenshire as well as one of his homes.
Exactly. His Majesty has properties in all of the lands of the kingdom. And also interesting to note, of course, that he also acknowledged the Princes of Wales when Wales was an independent principality. So even though there are supposed to be protests about his use of the title of Prince of Wales and bestowing it upon Prince William, he, of course, acknowledges the long history and the proud history of that title from earlier times, and also mentioning his own motto as Prince of Wales, Ich dien, I serve, which is now to be borne by Prince William, but saying that is the mantra, that is the motto by which he has tried to live his whole life.
And the Prince of Wales's feathers, of course, which feature on the rugby jerseys of the Welsh national team, who are about to undertake the autumn internationals. We'll see how they get on. But just to reflect, Mark Drake for the First Minister offering condolences and then speaking about people sharing the human stories of the Queen's life devoted to service and duty, saying that there was a sense of transition in Wales at the moment, people reflecting on the Queen's life, but the first chance to meet the King today. And I suppose Mark Draper won't mind us saying that he is a committed Republican.
Yes, he is. But of course, we saw a similar speech delivered in Northern Ireland, didn't we, at Hillsborough by the speaker there, who was, of course, from Sinn Féin. So just a remarkable view of how the country has changed over the course of the Queen's reign, with devolved assemblies now with Republicans playing prominent roles, something which would have been unthinkable when she ascended the throne in 1952.
And given that the King is meeting members of the Youth Parliament here, we were talking before about the difference in support for the monarchy between the young people and those who are older, and there is quite a seismic difference. And we were wondering whether, just as we get older, whether it naturally happens that we become more royalist, or actually whether it's a tribute to the work and modernisation and connection of the Queen during her long reign that changes people's perception. And now
there used to be a similar thing said about becoming a Tory voter, didn't it? Once you left university and owned a property, you'd become more conservative. And that was the case. I'm not sure if it is the case anymore. It seems as if we have had a bit of a shift amongst the younger population in terms of their politics. It's something that needs to be addressed, I think. The level of support for republicanism and indeed the loss of support for the Tory party amongst the youth are two issues that perhaps should be addressed, but not today.
But, I mean, Gloria, you spotted, the queues outside, or the crowds, one should say, outside both the Senedd building here and outside the castle in the city centre. There were quite a few young faces there, and especially the children with the Welsh flags. I mean, it's obviously a great day out for them.
It is.
But they are partaking in a national event. And we were reflecting earlier, Rafe, about the reaction that he had as Prince of Wales when he undertook that first national tour of Wales after the investiture in 1969.
Yes, and it was, of course, a controversial time for many people.
A bomb plot to blow him up.
Indeed. But nevertheless, it was something which for many people was an important declaration of support for Wales and also increasing the profile of Wales. And certainly no one can say that people around the world haven't become more aware of the country of Wales because of the King's previous status.
And everyone seems to agree, and there have been polls conducted on this, that King Charles has made a strong, sure-footed start into...
Apart from the pen.
Oh, well, don't spoil it. I think after he gave that...
Gloria was doing a very nice tribute to His
I was
Majesty.
just waiting to see if he had to sign anything today as part of this process.
After he gave that first
out.
televised address, before pre-Pengate,
Pre-Pengate, right,
94% in the immediate polls commissioned afterwards approved of that message. 94%, I mean... Can't think of a politician that could get an approval for a speech at 94%. What another extraordinary figure that I was looking at this morning, and it's relevant as we have seen the King and other royals meet so many members of the public this week, just how important it is for them, for the royals, to meet with members of the public. And get this, there was a survey done in 2018, it was done by YouGov, the pollster. 49% of over 64s had seen the Queen in person. That's quite extraordinary, isn't it?
When you think of 70 years of a reign, plus being princess before that, how many hands have been shaken? How many people have seen... Yes, I forget how many people it was in total, but 1 in every 3 people, I think, have seen the Queen or a member of the royal family in some capacity. And as the Queen said, I have to be seen to be believed.
Well, exactly, and this is a question about King Charles's been reported to be keen on slimming down the monarchy. But actually, we all want to see a royal in our communities,